Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our presentation. We are Team Ramrod, which consists of Andrew Chase, Daniel Winkler, and Sam Quinn. And tonight we'll be presenting on Click and Clean, which we believe is a revolutionary bathroom solution, and we hope by the end of this presentation you will as well. I'd like to start by introducing what we'll be speaking about this evening. We'll start with an introduction of the product, move into marketing, design and manufacturing, and financials. And we'll conclude with some takeaway points from our presentation. We would welcome any questions or comments that you might have, but we would ask that you wait until the end of the presentation to give them. Now I'd like to turn it over to an introduction of the product.
Does your bathroom look like this? So there's a very serious need out there for this product. Maybe somewhat more in college kids' rooms. Maybe it's not the right demographic, but everybody, you raise your hand if you have a plunger in your house or a toilet brush. So here are some versions of plungers that we have. Taken from people's houses. So feel free to come and take them and pass them around if you'd like. So there's a very real need for this product. So what we've created is the Click and Clean bathroom solution. It's a compact bathroom cleaning caddy that has four purposes and 3 different compartments. In the top compartment, we have a toilet brush. So we have a toilet brush head with a handle. The handle is interchangeable. So that way, in the second compartment, we can get to our plunger head. So you can take the handle off the top, go to the bottom, and get to the plunger head. Also in the top compartment, we have an area for fragrance packets. So on the back, we have vents that will release the fragrance into your bathroom so it's a rejuvenating and refreshing smell all the time in your bathroom. In the last compartment on the bottom, we would sell as a bonus feature. So if you call now, you can get this extra compartment to hold your spare roll of toilet paper. So you can use it by itself like this, with the swirling action, or you can stack it on top of the toilet paper roll. By the way, this is an 80% scale model we built. So here it is. So for marketing, the great thing about it is it saves space. I mean, do people have a toilet brush and a plunger in every bathroom? Well, it takes up footprint, and if you have a half bath or a guest bathroom or very small bathrooms, similar to what you would see in European countries, this is a great tool because it saves space, it conceals your tools so they're not dirty, so they're not visible to any guests or any people who would be in your house. And so it's a great product. So we saw, go ahead.
So next we conducted some consumer research for this product. We found a large area of improvement in the bathroom cleaning tools segment. There were a lot of very generic products existing in this area, and we found a lot of room for innovation for these products. So our idea was to combine these 2 cleaning products that Sam presented here in a way that was convenient and would save space in the bathroom. And we also wanted to find a way that we could hide the cleaning products in plain sight in your bathroom. Looking at the competitive product research, we conducted this through the internet website, Amazon.com, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, which we found was a very comprehensive result of all these products. We found 177 items actually in this area. The 2 most popular designs that we found were an closed-top design as seen here on the left, and a clamshell design seen in the middle. And then a few similar products to ours combining the plunger and the brush, but none of them really did it in much of a space-saving manner. They really took up a lot more footprint than we were looking for. So we saw a lot of room for improvement in this area. So we also looked at color with our product. This is something we had to consider with the design. As you see, we ended up going with white. We found this was the most popular color as a result of people wanting their bathrooms to look very clean and bright. And finally, we assessed the price range of these products, which was a very huge gap, anywhere from around $2 all the way up to around $200, which was quite the product. So in looking at our target market, we had to assess who was going to be purchasing this product. We really focused on homeowners and renters. We looked at 2010 census results and were able to separate by renter-occupied households and owner-occupied households. Just over 38 million for renter-occupied and over 78 million for owner-occupied households. Very big target markets. And then we also looked at the number of people within the past year that tend to move. That's about 10% for all owners in the past year on any given year tend to move, and 4 times that, nearly 40% of all renters move in a given year, which is a great opportunity for us. So because of this, our anticipated market share is going to be 1% of these owner-occupied households, and then 2% of the renter-occupied households. The reason for this is that we find that on any given year, there's going to be a lot more renters moving, so we feel like we can break into this market a lot better. So in the end, our target market size is going to be 6,250,000 units. This is a pretty large market, but that's actually a conservative estimate. We think we can really expand further with international expansion and potentially break into new markets such as small businesses. In terms of our risks and opportunities, the most major risk for us would be competitive risk, and that's the threat of a new product being introduced into the market to directly compete with our form and function. This is something we would address by building a strong brand and becoming Click and Clean, the brand that everyone wants to come to for this type of product. We also looked at market risk, the risk of the product being rejected upon entry into the market, technology risk, which is the risk of our engineering not working as intended, and finally the global risk in that our manufacturing is going to be outsourced into foreign countries. We're able to arrive at the retail price point for our product of $19.99 by creating an indented bill of materials. This included all the materials that would be needed to make 1 unit of our product, as well as the labor that goes into that. This came to just about $5 per unit. In using that number, we took a 4 times price multiplier and arrived at about a $20 price point, which is directly in line with many Hampton Direct products.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about design and manufacturing. So as you can see, we have a clamshell design on the top compartment of our model to access the brush head. It's a proven concept that's in other competitive products. So we know it can work and it can be easily injection molded. And also another part of our product that I didn't mention is that inside this compartment we have a scrubby, so it would be bristles on top of a dome. So that way when you put your plunger in, ideally with the handle, you can turn it back and forth and clean the inside of your plunger. So our product is, we're planning on making it out of ABS plastic for the shell, Delrin for the button, and for the end of the interchangeable handle, because those are high abrasion areas. And we're going to have a silicone grip for ergonomics and for its anti-slip properties. We also plan to outsource the plunger and brush heads to a company that specializes in this area, because those are not injection molding parts 100%, so we'd rather have somebody else do that. We also recommend multiple manufacturing companies. That way, if one fails or one can't deliver on time, we're a reliable seller of this product. We've designed it for manufacturing and assembly with quick snap together parts to reduce assembly costs. And we want to start with soft aluminum tools, so if we find a flaw in our design, we'll be able to quickly revise that and then get back on production. They're also cheaper than hard steel tools, but eventually when we ramp up production, we'd like to move to hard steel tools because of their increased lifespan.
In terms of our packaging design, we decided to go with a primary packaging and a secondary packaging. The primary would be a die-cut roll process. That's actually a cardboard that surrounds directly around the product. This is just going to be for promotion on the shelf in a retail environment. Really promotes the extra value of the product and how it's differentiated from the other products in the retail space. Secondary packaging would be used only in a direct-to-consumer situation where we're shipping the product out to them. This is for protection of the product in the shipping process. No extra promotion used there. We'd also implement retail point of purchase displays. These are used to get the product off the shelf with all the competitor products and onto a separate designed cardboard shelf, which would really make the product stick out in the marketplace and make it clear of the advantages over the other products on the shelves. And finally, we'd include promotional materials, collateral within the primary packaging. These could promote additional extensions on our product or potentially other Hampton Direct products.
All of our financial analysis are based off of the following production curve. We calculated, based on just a generic product life cycle curve, how many units we would produce. We assumed that we would hit about 6 million units over a 2-year period. And so what we have here is in the very beginning, we're just going to be not producing anything. We're still going to be doing some further research. And then we start producing at very low volumes when we're using the aluminum tools. And then once we have our hard steel tools input, that's when we really start high volume production. And so as far as costs are concerned, what is interesting is that the initial development costs, which is the aluminum tooling and the just initial research, and then the costs for the additional steel tools are pretty insignificant in comparison to the overall production cost of the product. And as far as profits go, I'd like to point out that We break even after the first quarter of hard tooling production, and that's right at the beginning of the third quarter. And our overall investment ends up being over a 2.5-year period. We expect a cumulative net return of about $93 million.
So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our line enhancements and line extensions. So one of our enhancements is to have this additional third compartment to sell an extra additional one. So that way if you wanted to store other things, bars of soap, feminine products, sponges, you could stack that on top of here in between the two, and you could stack as many as you like to store additional stuff. If you have a bathroom with a sink that has no storage underneath or no hidden storage in the mirror, that's great, so you can store other things in your bathroom. We also have extra fragrance packets. We maybe do a strategic alliance on that with Lysol or Glade that you can buy to fit into our product. We have an upgradable handle. So this handle, you can pour fluid into it, cleaning fluid, and so when you're cleaning your toilet bowl, you just press the button, and your cleaning fluid will come out with no mess into the bowl, and you'll just be able to keep cleaning without having to handle some messy fluid or something like that. And over here we have a storage unit for the top of the toilet, and this helps with if you have a convex cover on top of your toilet bowl, maybe you'll be able to put things on there because they'll roll off, or if you have a toilet paper, even if you put toilet paper on top of your toilet bowl, maybe it will fall off, but with the edge on it, it'll help keep stuff on, and with our suction cups, it'll be able to mount on any surface.
So this is where we need your help. To continue with our marketing research, first we'd like to develop a full-scale prototype. To do this, we'd like to hire a mechanical engineer to design a CAD drawing to create a 3D prototype. Then we'd like to have discussions with Bed Bath & Beyond and similar retailers to discuss the viability of our product. We'd also like to move into discussion with offshore manufacturers and suppliers about multi-cavity tooling, including soft tooling and hard tooling. We'd like to speak with a color expert, possibly in New York City, to discuss some aesthetics. And finally, we'd like to conduct some e-surveys because we found that these have been really useful, and we would do this in-house. Our total initial funding is $13,000. So just some takeaway points from our presentation. First, we'd like you to remember that Click and Clean is a truly unique product. We have more features for less cost than a lot of things in the market, and there are very few competitors. We also have the added bonus of having multiple units per household. Unlike some products that you would only buy one per household, you have the option of buying as many as you have bathrooms of this product. It's also it's a fantastic investment. You break even after the third quarter. Our return on investment is 187%, and we think that if you invest now, you'll have the potential of, this product will have the potential of making $93 million in revenues after 2.5 years. That concludes our presentation. We'd now like to open up the floor to any comments or questions you might have. Thank you.